First at 4, President Biden speeds up those new stimulus payments for the Americans that need them the most. We'll tell you what happened late this afternoon. Macomb County's top prosecutor is mapping out how residents can report nursing home problems connected to COVID-19. And here's Ben.
Jason, the rain spared most of us, but those winds sure didn't. In fact, they're still howling, and we'll look at when they finally shut down. Paula?
It was a gasp-worthy gaffe, and a mega brand needed some mega schooling on cultural sensitivity.
The respect must be there for anyone.
And it took high schoolers to fix the problem.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jason Colthorpe in for Karen today. This is another moment millions of Americans have been waiting for, even while some are still critical of the price tag. President Joe Biden signed the new COVID relief bill just a short time ago. Kimberly Gill's in the newsroom. And Kim, this happened earlier than they thought it would.
Yeah, it really did. That's right, Jason, and good afternoon to you. The president was scheduled to sign the bill tomorrow, but it arrived at the White House early, and his chief of staff says he wanted to sign it as soon as possible. There will still be a celebration with congressional leaders tomorrow, though. Today's very brief signing ceremony in the Oval Office took barely 2 minutes, but the moment is indeed historic, freeing up about $1.9 trillion to beat the coronavirus and nurse the economy back to health. Biden's signature puts a process into motion that will send new stimulus payments of about $1,400 to most Americans. If you received previous payments via direct deposit and you qualify, you should be among the first to get the next round. Most payments should be out by the end of this month. Here's the president.
I believe this is, and most people I think do as well, this historic legislation is about rebuilding the backbone of this country and giving people in this nation, working people, middle-class folks, people who built the country, a fighting chance. That's what the essence of it is.
The president did not take questions this afternoon. We'll see him again tonight during a primetime address. He says he'll talk about what the nation has been through over the past year and what comes next. You can see the president live here on Local 4 and on clickondetroit.com tonight at 8 p.m. For now, Jason, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Kim, thanks.
Sure thing.
Macomb County Prosecutor Pete Lucido clears the way for criminal complaints regarding the involuntary transfer of COVID patients to nursing homes. A new online form allows families to provide information to police about seniors who died in nursing homes. The move comes after Lucido said the state and the governor could face charges over her nursing home policy at the start of the pandemic. Patients who tested positive for COVID were placed in the same facility with patients who did not have COVID. The governor's office believes Lucido's actions are a political attack. Lucido disagrees.
Now, everyone, after being politically called out by this governor and attacked, I'm not going after anyone. I never have. I'm seeking the truth because families of lost loved ones deserve to know the truth.
Lucido says his office is already looking into 2 complaints filed this week in Shelby Township and Warren. New at 5, Governor Whitmer is getting some support from a powerful union. We'll have that part of the story as our coverage continues. We'll be hitting coronavirus milestones just about every day this month. Today, it's been 1 year since the World Health Organization officially declared a pandemic. Here in Michigan, we've seen more than 15,000 deaths since that turning point, with another 23 recorded in the past 24 hours. The state has now seen more than 603,000 people infected with the virus, with more than 2,000 cases reported today. One of the big differences, more people are getting vaccinated every day, which is spreading protection against the virus. Medical experts agree we're at a critical point when taking the wrong turn could bring another disappointing setback. Here's Dr. Anthony Fauci.
So there is light at the end of the tunnel. Things look good, but we got to keep putting our foot to the pedal when it comes to public health measures.
Our coverage of the coronavirus 1 year later continues into the evening. Tonight at 5, dealing with loss. Families share how they've coped since losing loved ones. At 5:30, we wouldn't have 3 vaccines if it wasn't for the volunteers in the clinical trials. One of our own here at Local 4 shares his experience and whether he got the actual shot or a placebo. Then at 6, the impact this pandemic has had on our mental health over the past year. All right, let's change gears and get to the weather. Boy, I hope you were hanging on to your hairpiece out there today, because if you didn't, Ben, it might have been blowing down the street.
I used Elmer's glue and a little crazy glue, and we got it all stuck down here, so we're good. The one thing that didn't show up for most of us is rain, and if you squint really hard here on Storm Tracker 4, you can see that there's just a little blip that's starting to show up as this cold front is slicing through the area. In fact, it's almost already gone. You see it kind of moving through some of our downriver communities into the city, so there may be a couple drops out there at best, and that is about it. Once this front leaves, we're dry until next week. The winds may take a little bit longer to relax because as of right now, we're still seeing gusts out there that have topped the 40-mile-per-hour number. Flint, 43 miles per hour. Pontiac at 43 for that current wind gust as well. Now, as we get later into the evening hours, these temperatures are going to cool down, but boy, we're at 68 right now, and we made it as high as 70. Record is 72, so it was close, but didn't quite get there. Numbers sliding into the 40s tonight, and we'll talk about what's to come for the weekend in just a few minutes. Jason?
All right, see you then, Ben. A big ruling today in the trial of the ex-Minneapolis police officer charged with killing George Floyd. A judge reinstated a third-degree murder charge against Derek Chauvin. The judge originally dropped it, claiming it wasn't warranted, but a court ruling in another unrelated case established new grounds for it. Legal experts say this is significant for prosecutors because it gives jurors one more option to convict Chauvin. He's already facing second-degree murder and manslaughter charges. Jury selection in the trial continued today. A mega designer brand is getting some much-needed schooling from local high school students. After a mega slip-up caused a storm of bad publicity, our Paula Tutman shows us how Gucci partnered with Cass Tech for a long-lasting relationship that's changing cultural perceptions.
It was everybody against Gucci spring of 2019. The luxury brand released this sweater, and the backlash for the homage to blackface was swift and severe. The company recalibrated and instead of just issuing an apology, looked for ways to figure out how it had gotten this so wrong. And in its search, it found Cass Tech High School in Detroit.
They allowed me to talk about the fact that when people walk into your store, we have to feel welcome. Don't judge people by what you may see or think that, they can't afford to be in there. I said there are kids who save up their checks from summer working just to come into your store and purchase an expensive item. So the respect must be there.
It brought its Gucci America brand to the high school fall of 2019 so students could actually watch Gucci at work.
And so while, we see the models and we see the runways, which are beautiful, we also have to understand that there are people behind the scenes that make that happen, whether it's from PR to engineering to business to law.
And that photo op turned into an opportunity for both brands, the Gucci brand and the Cass Tech brand. Lamont Satchel is one of the students who now has nearly weekly contact with the decision makers at Gucci.
There also has to be an understanding that change over time evolves. And so, the change makers are the young people, the youth, right? And so how do we invest in them, right? That's one of the things that we really look at. How can we invest?
They bring in different directors or people in charge of the Gucci brand to meet with our students. Scholarships are offered.
The Changemakers brand was launched with a partnership with Detroit designer Tommy Walker, which parlays the Versus Everybody brand into an engine to drive donations into community outreach work. It turned everybody against Gucci into Gucci against everybody, and in the process giving voice to everybody and every body type.
And I'm just an everyday person. To do a photo shoot that's going to go worldwide, it speaks a lot to Gucci versus everybody.
More than I think any other fashion house, that they really made that commitment, and that's something that really keeps me going back.
Yeah, so really one of the big bosses in brands while teaching these students. In turn, these students are teaching that big boss brand. Jason, do you see what I did there? In turn?
I did. I loved it.
However, good, awesome. So no matter how you cut it, this is a partnership that is ongoing and it is working. And based on what you said, I'm going to throw it right back to you because I think my wig's getting ready to blow to Kansas.
Good stuff, Paula. The power of good communication as well. Yeah, hold on to your hat and you take care. Thanks, Paula. Still to come, the things you do for love. This couple is handcuffed together for up to 3 months. The story behind this experiment a little later. Another woman makes a claim against New York's Governor Cuomo, what she says happened inside the executive mansion. But up first, Prince William is put on the spot about the claims of racism surrounding his family. We'll have his response straight ahead. And we invite you to watch our primetime special, The Coronavirus Crisis 1 Year Later. We'll look at the pandemic's impact on our community, the success of the vaccines, and how socially distant celebrations are continuing. It all starts at 9 p.m. Right now, we continue remembering some of the friends and neighbors we've lost to the virus.